What's up, Nerf herders? This is Allan from OC Nerf, and this is episode 2 of Nerf Stuff and Things. Now, if you're wondering what happened to episode 1, it actually happened a couple of years ago almost, when I had intended to turn it into a series and never quite got around to it. So here we are in 2019, and we'll see what happens with this series. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the exciting news that's happening in Southern California Nerf scene. We're also going to be covering things that I got in the mail from friends of the channel, and also things that I've recently purchased, and some projects that I've been working on to give you an update as to where I'm at with them. If you're not already a follower of mine on Instagram or Facebook, I highly encourage you to do so. I'll have the links to it down in the description section below. It's not that convenient to make a full video sometimes for YouTube, so in between videos I have been putting out a lot of photos and little snippet videos on my social media to kind of give you guys an indication as to what I've been working on in between the last time you guys saw me on this channel. So if you follow me on there, you'll kind of get some sneak peeks as to what's probably going to happen later on down the road in this channel. Also, I wanted to get your guys' opinion as to what kind of stuff do you guys like to see from me. There are a lot of other channels in YouTube, and this is 2019. We're all thinking about what we want to do for this year, so I am as well. At the beginning of this channel's infancy, I really wasn't sure where I wanted to take it, but it seems to me that given my target audience, what I like to do, I really want to focus on the modding aspect of the hobby. There's a few things that I'd like to review if I get a chance to do them. I won't say no to, people that want me to review stuff that you want to send over my way as well. But I think my strength in this community is really kind of being very detailed about modifications and modification guides, being overly analytical about all the little details. And you'll probably see that in my Instagram channels and my social media links there. And I kind of want to stick to that strength. I really want to be able to provide that kind of benefit to the community. I want to be able to answer your questions if you have them. I really want to encourage strong modding in this community again. I don't necessarily mean just kit parts, I mean strong modding. I want us to see where we can take modifications in the future here. So that being said, let's talk about some of the cool things that are happening in Southern California. So there are a couple of groups that are definitely around Southern California. We've got guys in LAF, which is the Los Angeles Foam Fighters. If you are in the LA area, you should probably go check them out. There are also guys all the way down in San Diego. I'll have links to all these people down below, so I want to make sure you guys are aware if you're in the San Diego area. There's also guys that you can play with down there. There's guys that are in Riverside that are more of a super stock game, more child friendly. If you got kids, it's probably a good place to take them as well. Low FPS caps, high numbers of individuals, and they're over out in Riverside. Of course, I have an Orange County group as well that has played very, very sparsely because I don't have time to host as many games as I would like. Then there's also the guys that were in the Manhattan Beach Nerf Club, led by Skylar with Chris Cartea as well, and Corey, that are over there. And then there's also just the old school guys that have been in Southern California for so many years in the Scoon League, which is the Southern California United Nerfers, as well, that run games like the recent Yuletide game, the upcoming game, which will be at the end of this month on a Saturday. I'll have links and all the information down below. But it's going to be another NIC level style of game. Well, these are really exciting things, I think, that are happening in the Southern California scene. We've got super stock games. We've got just a bunch of different game types from up and down Southern California. And what really excites me, where I get to play a lot of, is the NIC making a big push to come back in Southern California through the Scoon League. So the Manhattan Beach Nerf Club, myself included, I'm being as involved as I can be with my schedule, and those guys working together to really see what we can do to up the game for Scoon, which is going to be the big games, the NIC game styles that are happening in Southern California. So keep an eye on that, especially if you're in the area, or if you're going to be traveling through the area. We'd love to have you come to our game. So come check it out if it happens to work out in your schedule. Scoon games might be a little bit different than you're used to. There's really no FPS cap, soft darts, or no larger than number 6 washers. There's a few band blasters, but for the most part, run anything you want and don't be an idiot. That's kind of the general rule of thumb. But if you've seen those game lists at Nerf Haven, that's pretty much what we're going to be playing at these NIC Scoon games. So if that's your cup of tea, then you might want to come join us. I do intend to do another mod party in Orange County, as well as doing as well as hosting a Scoon game in March. I haven't set any of these dates just yet. These are just my interests. The one that's coming up at the end of January here is another Scoon game that's going to be out in Torrance. NIC gameplay really excites me because it's high FPS games with really competitive players. We're also testing out BTA, which is the Blaster Tag Association, trying to get involved in that and running some games of that style. They're a little bit higher FPS than what typical BTA games are, but we're running them in a similar fashion in hopes to really get involved more with that bigger, larger league. If I happen to miss your particular group for Southern California Nerfers, please let me know in the comment section below. I really want to get as many of the Southern California Nerfers aware of each other as possible. We do have a Scoon Discord, and I will make sure to have that link down in the description as well. So please join us on that Discord, introduce yourself and your group, and let's see how we can all play Nerf together in Southern California. Now let's talk about some of the mail that I got. I'm going to start off with one that I completely missed. I had actually done a video on this that was grouped together with other items that I had picked up, but I never actually posted that mail video, and it's way too late to post it now, so I want to make sure that I at least get this one up for you guys. This is a Hot Shock that has been modified and brassed by Clowny Nerf. So Uncle Clowny has been making a lot of really cool pistols and fire strikes and hot shocks, and I went ahead and picked up one of them. He painted it all black there and made some designs. It is currently running a K26 spring, and this is a beautifully polished brass barrel that he made to go with it. The spring in here kind of rattles a little bit. K26 isn't the best fit, but it's still getting about 140 feet per second out of this blaster, so that's not bad at all for a single shot pistol. He also sent it with a stronger number 49 Hillman spring that you can pick up from Ace, so I will eventually pop this open and put it in that. Clowny, I'm really sorry. I made a video about this a while ago, but as I mentioned, I never actually got to post the whole video that it was part of. But I have mentioned this, and I wanted to make sure that my YouTube audience here, you guys got to see it as well, because it is a beautiful piece of work that I thoroughly like. If you want a pistol from Clowny, I believe he's going to be making some more, so be sure to check out his channel. He also just recently released a whole new set of patches for his channel, of which I purchased one as well, so I'm waiting to get it in the mail. Hopefully it'll arrive soon, but it is not here for this video. And I thank Clowny for all the cool stuff that he's done, especially the Christmas toy drive that he does every year. I hope you go and support him for everything that he does throughout the year, and this coming year in 2019 for his Christmas drive. I hope you guys get ready for donating toys to children for that as well. So Clowny, I'm putting you on the spot that you're going to do this again for 2019 and 2020 and so on and so forth. Got it? Okay. The next two items are from channels that did contests. Now these channels are fantastic channels. I love watching them. I pretty much watch everything that they put out, so I encourage you to go take a look at them. The first one that we're going to be taking a look at is from Tungsten. So Tungsten went ahead and did a contest, and I was one of the winners of that contest. And so I cut this open already, but haven't really taken out the insides. So we're going to kind of take a look at it together here. And you can see it's from Singapore. Yes, that is an address that I'm willing to put up here because it is my fan mail address. So if you ever thought you'd want to send something over my way, whether it's a letter or something you want me to take a look at for you, you can definitely do that. It's also down in the description below. So I've cut open the tape. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. It's a wax sealed envelope. Nice. Let's see. Man, look at that. That is beautiful. You guys see that? Look at that. Nice. Let's see if I can get this open without doing too much damage to that wax. All right. Ah, nice. Okay. So it comes with a card, and the card says, "Thanks, OC. Thanks for your constant support, and we need more cool mods from you." You got it, buddy. So tungsten right here. I'll definitely be putting up more mods. And he also sent with the contest winnings a couple of patches, and I am a big fan of patches right now. I've got a bunch of patches from Orange Modworks. I now have 2 patches from Tungsten, and these are really cool with his logo on it. Very nice. I'm going to definitely be putting this in my group of patches. And I'm also looking forward to getting my Clowny patch as well. So I'm collecting patches, and I'm super excited about it. Let's see what else came with it. If you didn't catch his channel, you will find it down in the description below. He does amazing, amazing work with 3D printed parts. I believe a lot of them are even on Thingiverse, so that makes it even nicer. Oh yeah, that's really cool. So this is a magazine adapter for katana magazines. So you can fit your katana magazine in here. Okay, so I got a katana here. I'll talk about what these things are in a second, but this should fit a katana magazine. Yep, just right there. And obviously there's going to be a piece of shell here, and there's a magazine release that uses an AccuFake or AccuStrike head as its spring retention system. The part is very, very solid. Nice work, and it's two-tone. I really like it. This fits for, I believe, a Strife and maybe a Rapid Strike. And that means I'm probably going to definitely have to build a flywheel blaster for myself. I've built flywheel blasters for other people, but as I've mentioned to a few of you, I don't actually have one for myself, and I don't think I've ever actually run one. I've never run a Strife in a game. So this should be interesting. The design here is definitely for a pusher style. Sorry, a dart pusher style, not a pusher breech style for a Springer. As you can see, there's a bar here that would impede an actual bolt in a Springer style blaster. But what it does do well, I'm assuming based on the videos I've watched of Tungsten and what I can see here in the design, is it gives support to the pusher arm in a flywheel blaster like a Strife so that it keeps it straight and pushing the dart straight. I highly appreciate the detail that he puts into his work. So I'm excited to get that into a Strife. To go with it, let's see here. This should be the pusher. Yes, it is. There's 2 pushers in here. I'm not sure what they're for. I'll have to look it up what the 2 pushers are for. But there's a black one and there's a gray one. So these are for half-length dart pushers. They're extended so that they can reach that magazine well all the way out here and push the darts. And as you can see, this pushes the magazine as far forward as it can so that it can push the darts, the half darts, directly into the flywheel cage. This is really cool, amazing work. I'll do a separate video on this when I build that Strife. So thank you, Tungsten. I really appreciate your work and I love your channel. The next package comes from a CJ Nerf, and if you haven't watched his channel, please go ahead and do so as well. CJ does amazing job with his Nerf blaster reviews. Obviously not just Nerf, but blaster reviews in general. He has a great format for reviews, in my opinion, where he actually goes over the blaster details itself. He does a chronograph test. He does an outdoors test for effective range and max range. And when it's applicable, he has his son also come in and show how a child would be able to use, well, children's toys, which is, I think, very valuable, especially for parents or people that are buying for kids. So his channel is just a unique gem, I think, out there in the review market and what he tends to focus on. He did a giveaway for his channel this year of 2019, and he did actually like 17 or 18 giveaways, which is amazing. And the one that I specifically won is a brand new hammer shot. So this is in the Amazon frustration-free packaging. It still comes with its green zombie strike darts and the hammer shot itself, of which you've all seen a hammer shot, you know what it's like. And it's still in its packaging, so I'm gonna leave it there just for right now. It'll keep it easier for me. But thank you to CJ. I really love your work, man. As I mentioned, so many good things about your channel, but you, just the personality that you have in this hobby is just so refreshing. And it's just pure, good, wholesome channel, and I love it. I love your work, I love what you do, and I love that you include your family in it. That's pretty awesome. He will be on Broke Nerfing's interview series on Friday, whenever this goes out. Hopefully it goes out before Friday. We'll see. If it's already come out, then I hope you watched it. And if you haven't, go to Broke Nerfing's channel and watch it on demand. Watch it on demand. I was actually on Broke Nerfing's channel a couple of weeks back, so if you haven't caught that interview, I'll link that as well so that you can go and catch that. He kind of did a question and answer interview format, so if there's things that you didn't know about me, you might want to go check out his channel. I may have answered some questions that you would have had. The next couple of things are things that I purchased. So this one will go perfectly well with tungsten's parts, as I am going to be building a strife with the V6 full auto pusher kit. So as you can see, all the parts are here. I still have also a metal cage to put into a strife from NF Strike. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to put into a strife project. I've been behind on some reviews for people and some products and things, so hopefully I'll get caught up with a big strife build here. I do have a strife somewhere handy. I don't have it right now, but I have a strife somewhere here. I've got plenty of strifes in storage, but I've got one available right now in the house. So I'm really excited to put this together. The V6 kit, if you're unfamiliar, not only is it a full auto kit for a strife, but it's got a lot of other nifty features in there that help control it from a select fire perspective, an ammo counting perspective. There's a whole lot of fun things that that thing can do. I'm really interested and excited to give it a try. This might end up becoming the beginning of my own personal strife build, so this should be pretty exciting. I hope you join me on that journey. Now, going back to more of my bread and butter when it comes to modifications, the last thing that I purchased recently is the orange suppressor and flash hider metal kit from Worker. I got the orange one, obviously, because I wanted to make sure that I get the tactical orange for going out and playing in the public park. So this is it here. It's threaded here and open on this side, and it's going currently on my blaster. So this is my long shot primary. I don't have a name for it yet, but the tag online to find its build log is the hashtag 300 long shot. It is called that because it is a blaster that shoots over 300 feet per second. It's got a whole lot of parts here, things I haven't talked about internally, a lot of external stuff that's going on here. So if you've watched Broke Nerfing's channel, you would have seen me talk about this. If you've watched Chris Cartea's channel, you've seen me shoot this. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you've seen a lot of this blaster. If you're curious, go ahead and leave me a like on this video, and I will definitely do a video soon for this, and ask me questions you have now of it in the comment section below, and hopefully I'll get a chance to answer those questions in the video for that. I will kind of give you a little bit of a teaser here. So hopefully that whet your appetite for what I've got going on for this 2019 year. This is my big 2018 build. It was the later part of 2018 where I really took a lot of time, a lot of effort into building it. I'm still in the final stages of just minor tweaks and fine tuning of the blaster. I've taken it out to a couple of games. I still need a lot more experience with it so that I can get a good feel for it. But it's highly customized, and you'll definitely know what I mean when I get to the build video, to the build and review video of that blaster. Which takes us to the things I'm working on. So as I mentioned, the 300 Longshot is the big thing that I worked on for 2018. So I'm unveiling it now at the beginning of the new year. I will have another big project, I think, for 2019 that I'll unveil in a year's time, or less. But this is what I've currently got, and this is the current state that it's in. It's represented an enormous number of hours of body work, internal work, research, internal modifications, a lot of research into ballistics, internal and external ballistics, the natural conversation piece that leads from this project, if you follow my Instagram, you should know, is the project of external ballistics, which is figuring out the kind of best dart types you have here. So you might not recognize these darts, but these are two of the darts that I'm currently working on as favorites. Anyway, that's coming up. Keep an eye out on that. If you have any questions about that as well, make sure to ask me in the comments section, so I will hopefully remember it for when I actually talk about it either on social media or in a future video. Next thing here is the Omega kit from Jet Blasters. Now, there's another one of Jet Blasters that's coming up here. I haven't talked about Jet Blasters in quite a while, and there's actually a reason for that, at least on this channel. I will go over that in a future video, but for right now, I do have the Omega kit. I pre-ordered it, and I did get it, and I also have a new version of the Zero, and I have been running this. It does pretty well, and I'll kind of go over the details of that in a future video. But first, I think I want to go over why I haven't been talking about Jet. And that goes back to this one right here, which is the CETA, which is their Retaliator shell. Now, you might notice a couple of different things on here. So this isn't your stock CETA anymore. It's actually a hybrid brass breech system. And I also flipped the pump grip. If you have a CETA, you might notice that mine is flipped. It is significantly more comfortable to me in this flip configuration. I also have it in what I like to call the A-rack configuration, which has got this stub barrel here sticking out rather than flush to the end. So this is running a fully sealed brass breech. And it is doing, I think, about 200 feet per second with that brass breech and a spring upgrade. So again, I'll have more information on my official review of the CETA product itself out of the box, as well as what I've done to it after I do my Jet Blaster video. This is kind of just a test project that will be going into a different blaster later, but I went ahead and made a sleeve for my katana so that I can wrap it in plastic and mold a fiberglass magazine well for my katana. That also has a flared mag well at the end made of epoxy putty, so that it goes in quite nicely. It does hold. It does drop. I am working on the top part, which would be a magazine release. Yeah, you could 3D print the parts, but I'm doing something specific for this. So I kind of wanted to hand fabricate this. This is very tough. This is fiberglass. This is very tough and sturdy. So those are the projects that I'm currently working on. There may be a few smaller things here and there that I'm working on, but for this episode of Nerf Stuff and Things, this is all that I've got going on. If you have any other thoughts about things that I can talk about in a future episode, let me know. If you like this format, please let me know down in the comments section as well. Share this information if you found it useful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Nerf on, everybody.
Hit! Oh, sorry, cameraman. Damn it.